Hi everyone, welcome back to Quingy's Recipes, and today we are starting our pumpkin recipes off with a delicious pecan praline pumpkin bundt cake. So delicious, pretty easy to make. Let me show you how to make it. Let's start off by making our pecan praline topping. First of all, you're going to need some chopped pecans. Add them right into the bowl. Add in some brown sugar, some cinnamon. Don't forget the cinnamon. Now we're going to add in some maple syrup. And now some melted butter. And now give everything a good mix. This looks wonderful. Just make sure your brown sugar is completely broken down so everything is nicely mixed together. Now we're going to bring in our bundt cake pan. So what I have here is a 12-cup bundt cake pan. It has been greased with some softened butter, and it also has been floured. You want to make sure that you add some flour all around the pan and then just tap out the excess, and you are perfect and ready to go. Do not miss the flour step or your cake will stick. So very important not to forget. Now we will place our pecan praline topping on the bottom and spread it as evenly as possible. Now just flatten it as gently as you can. You don't want to mess with your floured pan here. Just be careful. Because your mixture will start to firm up here. This looks perfect. Now we're going to set this aside and work on our cake batter. In a bowl, you want to add in your dry ingredients. In here I have some flour, some salt, baking powder, baking soda, pumpkin pie spice, and some cinnamon. I think I've got them all, but don't worry because the full recipe is in the description box there for you. Add it into the bowl and give it a good whisk. This looks good. Now we set it aside. Now we're going to need a large bowl. Now we add in some butter at room temperature. Must be at room temperature. Make sure you scrape all that butter right in there. Some vegetable oil. Some white sugar. Some nice golden brown sugar. Now we break down our sugar here. You can definitely use a handheld mixer, but I'm just going to do it old school here. Use some elbow grease and mix away. So you want to mix till it's light and fluffy, just like this. This is perfect, and it doesn't take long at all. Now we are going to add in our eggs and our vanilla extract. And now we mix just until combined. Now we add in our pumpkin puree. Make sure it's pumpkin puree and not pumpkin pie filling. Now we add in some plain Greek yogurt. And now we whisk just until combined. This looks perfect. Now look at the gorgeous color it's created here. It's simply perfection. Now I'm going to remove my whisk, and we are going to fold in our dry ingredients. Now you want to make sure at this time you fold in the dry ingredients with a spatula. And you also want to make sure that you have your oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. This looks great. You want to make sure when folding in your dry ingredients that you don't overwork your batter, don't stress it out. Just make sure that you no longer see any dry ingredients. This is perfect, and I'm going to bring back my bundt cake pan. Alright, so you don't want to disturb your pecan praline base that we previously made, so it's best to use a large ice cream scoop and just place scoopfuls of batter on top until you no longer have any more cake batter. Now with an offset spatula or the back of a tablespoon, you just want to spread your batter. Now it's very important that you have a 12-cup bundt cake pan or the batter will overflow when baking. And you do not want that because it will cause a big mess in your oven. So you just want to make sure that your pan is 12 cup or bigger and you will be safe and everything will work out great. So this looks good. Now I'm going to place this into my preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to bake for around 55 to 65 minutes, or when a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. So let's get to baking, and I'll let you know how long mine was in the oven for and what it looks like when it's done. My cake baked for exactly 55 minutes, and then after 10 minutes of letting it sit in the pan, I inverted it onto a cooling rack and allowed it to cool completely. Now I've placed it on top of a cake tray, and now we are ready to make our cream cheese glaze. So let me set our cake aside. Into a bowl, you want to add in some cream cheese at room temperature. I like to cut it up into cubes because it makes it easier to make the glaze, but you can also use a handheld mixer for this if you find it easier. Now we're going to add in our powdered sugar. I'm going to add in about half, and then I'm going to mix it together and then add in the remaining half and our milk. Going to add in the remaining of our powdered sugar, and I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of milk. While we are still mixing, I'm also going to add in about 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. This looks perfect. Now, if you add in too much vanilla extract, it will discolor your glaze, but that is completely up to you. So now I'm going to bring back my cake, and we are going to pour this amazing cream cheese glaze all over it. Ideally, you want to allow the glaze to completely set, but I'm not going to because I am dying to dig in here and show you what it looks like and what it tastes like. Now, how gorgeous does this look? Well, let's try it. It is so delicious, has the perfect texture, so moist on the inside. The cream cheese frosting complements it perfectly. You need to make this, give it a try. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.